A very good evening. You're watching Big Bang with me, Shruti. Well, the CID police has filed a charge sheet on the KPSC scam that was busted wide open by News9 last year. CID cops today submitted a 10,000-page charge sheet to the 23rd City Civil Court. In its charge sheet, the cops have named 6 accused in the scam. Well, for more, I'm joined in by my colleague Nishita. Nishita, what more can you tell us about the entire controversy?
Well, Shruti, let's not forget that this is a News9 impact. This is after News9 carried out a sting operation that brought to light the fact that KPSC was selling designations for money. Many of the candidates who were probably not worthy of the kind of posts that they were getting was only because of the money that they could dole out. Close to 50 lakh rupees to 80 lakh rupees to even 1 crore rupees was being shelled out by the candidates during the interview round. And this was brought out through the News9 sting operation. We had carried out sting operation over several days, and we had trapped these errant officers on camera, after which there was a major hue and cry in the assembly as well, and the opposition demanded action against the errant officers. The Chief Minister too was prompted to respond to the matter, and after that, after close to a year now, there seems to be some action being taken. CID police have submitted charge sheet on the KPSC scam, and they have filed a 10,000-page charge sheet. 6 of the accused have been named in the scam. The accused are Sudhir, who is from the BWSSB, who is the AEE of the BWSSB, Somnath, who is the EE of the BDA, Rajshekhar, who is an employee of the Vidhana Sauda, Ashok Kumar, who is the PA to Mangala Sridhar, who has, by the way, been left out of this charge sheet as the governor's permission has not come in as yet. Arunachalam, who is the special officer with KPSC, has also been named in the charge sheet, and Gonal Bhimappa, who is the former president of the KPSC, also finds his name mentioned in the charge sheet, and they have all been charged under IPC section 120B, 119, 166, 167, and the like, and close to 216 witnesses have been interrogated through the process of this investigation, Shruti.
Well, thank you so much, Nishita, for joining in with all those details. Well, the faulty autometers and the demand for excess fare by the drivers has been a menace for a long time now. After repeated complaints, the Traffic Police Department and the Department of Metrology conducted raids in the city, and you won't believe the sort of malpractices they found. Take a look.
Well, if you were around the Majestic area or Anandrao Circle earlier in the day, you must have come across traffic policemen and officials from the Department of Metrology cracking down on auto rickshaws with faulty meters. In a combined effort, teams from both the departments put about 150 autos in the city under the scanner and checked for any form of tampering or alterations in the meter. Quite a few cases of tampered autometers came to light through this drive, and all of them have been slapped with a heavy fine.
We formed a team in the Upperpete police stations along with the police inspector and all PSIs, ASIs, along with the weights and measure inspector 1, Mr. Anand Kumar. We went to the many areas like Majestic areas, nearby the Majestic areas, railway station, and Anandrao Circle and KG Road and Subedaram Chetram Road. We have traced 100 to 120 total auto rickshaws. Out of 120, we found that 8 to 9 auto rickshaws they have committed guilty to collect more money from the public.
Among all the cases of tampered meters, there is one special case. Well, any commuter is bound to fall prey to this ingenious form of alteration. The autometer in this rickshaw was rewired and connected to the indicator of the auto, allowing the driver to change the reading in the meter even while it remained stationary. Quite an ingenious idea, we must say, but unfortunately, it is used to cheat people. The auto has been seized and handed over to the Upparpet police station. Meanwhile, the driver, who has been charged under section 420 of IPC for cheating, has absconded, and the police are on the lookout for him. We caught up with the inspector from the Department of Metrology to find out on autometer tampering and the avenues to redress grievances.
He was tampered the entire wiring system, and he was giving additional pulses. We call that one as a fake pulses, and using that pulses, the meter was running without the auto moving. So when the auto is stationary, the meter was moving. So he was connected that to the indicator button. When the indicator button is switched on, the meter started running with accelerator. The legal metrology department is doing is putting security seal to the meter. So nowadays the meters which were tampered are not having any security seals. So if the passenger finds any meter without the seals, lead and wire seal we are putting. So if it is not there, that is there is a possibility of tampering.
Autos are one of the most vital means of transportation in the city. Lakhs of them ply each day and serve several Bengalurians. But some of them, in the greed for excess fare, are found using such illegal means. As of now, such surprise checks seem to be the only way to curb this menace. Deepak Bopana for News 9, Bengaluru.
The people of Mandur live with a landfill in their backyard. While the Palike claims to have Bengaluru's best interests at heart, they have completely ignored how many garbage trucks they are sending to Mandur. The moment you enter the region of Mandur on Bengaluru's outskirts, you will be greeted by overpowering stench from mounting landfills. It is a sorry state in which the people of Mandur live. With the city's garbage being dumped in their backyard every single day, there is no getting away for it. Now, to add to their woes, the BBMP is apparently sending extra trucks of garbage in their direction ever so often.
100 ಚಿಲ್ಲರೆ ಗಾಡಿ ಬರಬೇಕಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಇರೋದು ಅಂಥದ್ದು 300 ಚಿಲ್ಲರೆ ಗಾಡಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅವ್ರು ನಾವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಫೀಸರು 200 ಚಿಲ್ಲರೆ ಗಾಡಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಜನರಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಬಂದಾಗ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಸಬೂಬು ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊಂಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು.
While the government has given permission only for a few dozen trucks to dump garbage here, sources have stated that there are close to 280 trucks which arrive here every single day. When the officials refused to respond to their complaints, the residents decided to take things in their own hands and stop the trucks midway. When the BBMP officials found out about the situation, they immediately arrived at the spot to solve the problem. They took stock of the situation and directed all the extra trucks to turn around and leave the landfill.
The vehicles, garbage vehicles which used to go to other dumping yards like Terra Firma, they have been diverted here, and some of the divers, Terra Firma is far from this place, so this is the nearest place to them. Hence, the vehicles numbering 30 to 35 vehicles, they were deviated to this place, and we have solved it, and we spoke to our concerned joint commissioners. Don't divert those vehicles to this place.
The condition of the residents of Mandur has been much talked about, reported, and even attracted a lot of disapproval of environmentalists. A small can of garbage is all you throw out of your home every single day. But with garbage from every home put together, reaches the landfills in mounting piles. While the Palake claims that all processes of recycling the waste was under control, the residents of Mandur would beg to differ. For now, the residents of Mandur have been able to deviate the truck as a short-time solution, but will they ever have a way out of this mess? Pramod for News 9, Bengaluru. Do you love sweets, and are you the one who buys a big box of your favorite laddus every time there's a good news? Well, you might want to think twice the next time you decide to do that.
Be it a festival, a ceremony, or even examination results, sweets are considered to be quintessential when it comes to any occasion in an Indian household. But be prepared to shell out more as sweet prices have increased by about 5 to 15%. All your favorite sweets will now cost you 20 rupees more. Be it laddus and Mysore pak or jalebis or rasgulla, be prepared to shell out more. When asked about the price rise, sweet shop owners have stated that every time prices of the commodities used for the preparations increase, they will have to inevitably give in to avoid losses.
Main thing is the raw materials. If they do hikes, then obviously we have to do. The main thing is sugar, ghee, like for diesels and the gas. It's all main basic requirement of to prepare the sweets. Usually 5 to 10% we do every time, and yearly 1.5 yearly once we do.
ಇವಾಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ಸ್ ತಿನ್ನಲೇಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಅಕೇಶನಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಇವಾಗ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಶುಗರ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಬೇರೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಇವಾಗ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಅಕೇಶನ್ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ತಿನ್ನಲೇಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಬೆಲೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಲಿ ಏನಾಗಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿನ್ನೋರು 4 ತಿನ್ನೋರು 2 ಆದರೂ ತಿನ್ನಲೇಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
While it might weigh down on the pockets of some, with most of these sweets in the range of about $500, others have stated that it would make very little difference. So guys, you will just have to cut back on the portions if you still want to celebrate an occasion with a touch of sweetness. Shobha Jojiga, News9, Bengaluru.
A 60-year-old bank pulled its shutters down a few weeks back, leaving thousands of depositors in a lurch. A meeting was called today to solve these issues, and the depositors turned up as uninvited guests. A meeting taking place within closed doors while numerous people are seen waiting outside in frustration. This is the same group of people who have lakhs of rupees in the lockers of Karnataka State Industrial Cooperative Bank. They now feel cheated because while the bank has failed to return their money or even answer their questions, the KSICB employees are not being paid their salaries. While the bank has been directed to shut down, what will happen to the hundreds of crores of rupees of the depositors is the big question.
We have been coming to this bank from since it is seized like from 45 days, and every day we come here, they're telling the same thing. We're doing meeting here, we're doing meeting there, and we're going to the court and we're talking to the RBI, and nothing is working out. And the thing is, they've taken salary, and I don't know how they took it, and they've not even released the money from, even we're not able to transact money from the SBI also, SBI account also. And there's so many people who are waiting for like their daughter's marriage, and the people who are building their house, we're not able to take money from the SBI account, and we're facing a lot of problems.
There were reports of mismanagement within the KSICB bank, which forced the RBI to step in and shut it down. The 90,000 depositors were left in shock, wondering if they'd ever get their bank accounts cleared. Over 300 crore rupees currently lies in the bank's deposit. They arrived at the KSICB head office this morning, where a meeting to discuss the next step was in order. The bank authorities finally stepped out to have a word with them, and the scene suddenly turned unpleasant.